fashion. It's time to grab your glass, fill it up to the brim, because now it is time for 4 hours for commercial-free bourbon drinking.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to be doing a blind of some double oak. I've been talking about this one for a while. I still don't have all the bottles I'd like to have in this, but I also realized if I got every bottle I wanted, I would have 15 pours up here, and I don't know if I'd make it to the end. So we got 6 today. We're going to blind them up. She's going to pour them up. I'm going to leave the room. That way it's all fair. But as far as the lineup goes, we have Woodford's double. I know it's not just a double oak, but I figured we'd throw it in because it's got a little bit of extra weight to it. Plus, I'd like to know if I did a blind, where would it rank in all of these, and is that bottle worth the price compared to all of these? And then, of course, you have my pour of the year, which is going to be the Nulu Double Oak Wheated. You got the regular Woodford Double. I've been hyping that one up. That one's, I'm worried where that may fall in this lineup. Then you have the new one, the 13th Colony Double Oak. Starlight's Double Oak, which is like a little switch up because that's not like the rest of these. So I'm going to either tell right away or it's going to throw me completely off. And then you have a fan favorite, which is going to be Old Forester's 1910. Everybody says that one beats Woodford's. Not everybody. Don't let me speak for everybody. A lot of people tell me that one would win in a blind. I don't think so, but we'll be the judges of that here soon. So let's check the chat real quick, and then I'm going to have her pour them up, and then she's going to go watch her shows. Let's see. Let's start off. Bourbon Daddy says, I'm going to try watching while at work. Cheers, boys. Hey, cheers. Hopefully you don't get in trouble. Isaiah says, let's see if he's going to be on time. I'm on time. I might have been late, actually, like 30 seconds. Just depends on whose clock you're looking at. Ultra Fire says, I'm guessing Old Forester will win this challenge. I don't think so. I'll check the poll, because I did send out a poll to see where that one's at. Chris in the chat says, have you tried Chattanooga's single barrel yet? Yeah, that was on the stream with the 13th Colony. There was like a whole lineup of that. That was like the second thing we did. So it's really good. I don't remember it off the top of my head because we had a lot of things that night. But after this, maybe we crack that open for an extra pour. But I gotta make it through this. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the room so we can start diving into the whiskey. Tuxedo just super chatted $4.99. I don't know if he messaged anything with it. Put my phone away so I couldn't see the chat, boys. Oh, Tux says, get yourself Fireball. Okay. I don't know if I'll get Fireball, but let's say I'll get I'll think on it. I'll come back with a better idea. I'm gonna leave the mic. That's your mic.
Oh yeah, sorry. I see. Hello, boys. Hope you all are having a good night.
You're not gonna be able to see the chat. I mean, I guess I could pull this chat.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's the chat. Just make sure you tell them what each.
Yeah. It's not my first rodeo. All right, boys. I hope you're having a good night. Let's go ahead and pour this up. If you guys want to pull up your notes app, pen and paper, whatever, and write this down so you guys know what he'll be trying. So, yeah, let's get started. So we have the Woodford's Double Oak. Double. This one is going to go in we'll go with number 5. I'm going to try not to pour these super heavy because I tend to do that. All right, so I got to write this down. So Woodford's Double is going to be number 5. And then his bourbon of the year, which was Nulu, we're going to put this one in number 4. There we go. And then just the good old Woodford Reserve Double Oak. This one's going to go in number 1. That one went in number 1. All right, and then the famous 13th. It's kind of hard to read the chat, but this is 13th Colony. We'll go ahead and put this one in number 3. I know this one's a good bottle, so I'm going to try and not spill that one. All right. We're almost done here. Starlight is the next one. Starlight is going to go in number 6. Number 6. And then last but not least, Old Forester, which I guess is a fan favorite. This one is going to go in the last one, which is number 2. All right, boys. There we go. Let's read the chat. I know the 13th is so much darker, but it doesn't seem that much darker. Like the 13th is this one, and compared to like this, it's not too much darker when it's in the Glen. All right, boys, I'm gonna go leave this to him, and have a good night.
Hold on, get up at the mic way. All right, we're back. Oh my God, did she fucking pour these like crazy? I'm never gonna make it to work tomorrow. Never gonna make it. All right, let me pull this back up so I can see the chat. I had to move the computer off the table so that way, you know, I can fit everything on here. All right, let's see. Ooh, the chat went crazy. Okay. Tuck said, hey, EH. Thomas says, Woodford's Double Oak store pick in the glass right now. Bro, I'm slacking on the store picks. I definitely need to get a Woodford's store pick, just a regular Double Oak, especially because this is running low. Chris says, want to mess with him, make them all Woodfords? Oh my God, bro. She didn't do that, did she? I'd be in shambles. Don't forget the mellow corn. I'm always nervous that she's going to grab something else off the shelf and totally just I'll fuck my whole idea up, plus like throw me off for the whole night. As I said, the 13th is much darker. It isn't a bottle, but like if you just look at the glasses, if it's in this side's a little lighter than this side. Without touching it, it could be 3 if it was that. If it's 3, then it is slightly darker, or I'm just crazy. Tuck says, same, anything I can do to be paying to call me. Okay, cool. Ultrafire says, number 2 for the win. Crush says, I'm curious on how this will pan out, gents. Bro, I've been hyping up a couple of these double oaks. I'm more nervous to, like, at least save face, you know? So, I poured me up some little sparkling water. Cleanse the palate all up. Why did the lights not fully change back? It's like half my lights went crazy. I don't know. That's weird. Half my lights are stuck on blue and the other half's, there it goes. There it goes. My bad, boys. My bad. We're getting it. We're getting it together. Tuck says, don't read the chat. He'll be cheating. Me? I mean, there's no way I could do that fast. I don't know how to cheat. I don't think anybody's going to put anything in here, but... so let's start with... let's just start with number one. Make it easy. That could be... Oh, I'm all messed up already. That could be 13th. Well, the one thing I did like about this blind is I haven't done it in a while. You know, I've had the Woodford's Double Oak. I've had the 13th recently. Anytime I drink the Nulu, I'm like half in the bag. The Woodfords, they kind of drink semi-often. I haven't had Starlight in a long time. 1910's kind of... I think I only break it out towards the end of the streams. And you guys kind of know how the end of the stream goes. So let's give it a little taste. That one's tasty, though. That one's tasty, boys. As I said, reading chat was so troll. What? The centerpiece isn't on the logo. Isn't lit. Was always like that. What? My logo is lit. If that's what you're referring to. Says they're all Woodfords. They could be. On the palate, this one's more like a... It's definitely not 13th. I don't know why I thought that. This one's more like probably Woodfords. So just real quick, while I'll read off the proofs. You got Woodford's double at 19.4. Same thing with the regular Woodford's 90.4. You have Nulu's coming in at 122. Obviously, 13th Colony coming in at 133.74. The Starlight, I don't even remember what Starlight is. Starlight's 115.2. And then you have Old Forester at 93. I like number one, though. I like that one a lot. I got to save a little bit of sip of that one because in case I got to run it back. Jesus. This one's a heavy pour, bro. That's gotta be the one. You know, I gotta do the goosebumps check. Maybe that one's delicious. Actually, I have to put. I know that's not Nulu for sure, or it could be. I don't like blinds. I don't like the pressure. Tuck says they're Woodfords. Wood Chevy. What the fuck? Wood Toyota? Oh, got it. Good Wood Ford. I get it. It's funny. It's a good little joke. Let's do number 3. This one, if I had to guess. This one does feel a lot darker. Yeah, that one's got some proof to it, comparatively. Tuck says, what did it say, 66? He goes, no, all that's way too high proof. You know what's the best proof, 66. Isaiah said that this is so awesome. I mean, awesome for you. That one's good, bro. It's got to be 13th, though. That one feels a little bit more leathery. So just so I don't forget, so far, there's no way I get it on the first run. I'm going to have to run it back. But so far, I'm thinking one might be Woodfords, like the regular Woodfords. Number 2, I mean, it's delicious. But I don't feel like it's Nulu because it doesn't feel like proof. I don't think it's Starlight. I don't even remember what the Starlight tastes like anymore at this point. I'm going to say it could be 1910, or weirdly enough, it could be the double-double. I'm just a little confused. Number 3, unless my palate's so far off, it's got to be like 13th. Let's do a little water. What happened to my waters? Oh. Do a little water. Regroup. I hate blinds. Like, I like them. But I tend to overthink things. Plus, I went like over on the last blind for the Buffalo Trace stuff, and I was so confident in those. I was like, Eagle Rare, PH Taylor, Bland's, Weller, we're done. I got them all wrong. Have no idea. What is that? What do you say? Tuck said, damn straight. Fireball's where it's at. Isaiah says Fireball. He says, wait, I thought he was ranking them, not just naming them. I'm going to rank them too. For sure. Going to rank them. But I'm also kind of like guessing at the same time. There's no way that I like guess it on the first route. Or Tuxedo just tipped $1.99, put Flames. Tux, appreciate it, as always. As always. Thomas says, Woodford's and 1910 should be easy to pick out because of the lower proof. You'd think so. But the double-double's in there too. The same kind of proof. But yeah, I'd say like 13th should be a lot higher. The Nulu should be quite a bit higher. Starlight, I don't even remember. So we could just count it as I've only had like one pour out of it. You can tell the bottle hasn't really been touched. How does they rank so far? Probably in order so far. Like I'd say number one's most approachable. I probably like 3 over 2, just because, like, if it's not 13th, by the way, it just has more to it. It's like deeper in flavor. It definitely has more proof, which I kind of like as well. But I'm not trying to grade it off of proof, but just like the impact of flavor so far. But I'd say so far 1, 3, 2, even though 2's pretty delicious. I mean, that's the issue. I like all these. These are all like some of my favorite shit right here. You know, one of my favorite hunting bottles, my number one bottle for like God knows how many years, my pour of the year, probably most expensive bottle, something I haven't had in a while, and then something that everybody else chose to be in this. Let's do number 4 real quick. You know, that one's got a little sex to it, you know? A little sexy edge to it. I feel like this has got to be the Nulu. That one's good. Oddly enough, not better than 3. I like it, though. It's got... Am I finding out that all double oaks have chocolate notes right now, or what's happening? If you guys don't know, one of my favorite notes to find in bourbon in general, hence why I like this bottle so much, was because I like getting a little chocolate note in it. It's one of the first tasting notes that I was able to pull out fairly easy. Number 4 definitely has that. It feels like it's a little bit higher proof. That's why I'm kind of saying it's probably the Nulu. But without it, like, picking that, I think this one's really good. But I probably like it over 3. I'm going to have to run back through them. You know, got to get a lay of the land first, if that makes sense. No reason to rush it. We got all night, kind of. North Florida says, interesting lineup for sure. It's like, how do you rank? How do they rank? Try not to guess. Okay, I feel you. Isaiah says, I'll have to go back and watch your old blinds. The blinds are fun. You know, it's a little more of a test for me, you know, as well. Look. What's that one? I'm not going to name them off. That one's money. Number 5 is probably just... Number 5 might have just took the lead. That one's got like this. I don't know. It's got like vanilla, the caramel stuff too, but like I don't know how to describe it, as like it kind of feels a little bit like silkier, right? Throughout all of it. It's got a little chocolate note as well. So let's try number 6, and then that way we can do another run pass. 5's finishes. A little bit good too. Tuck says, I'm going to send you some Fireball, the blind too. What am I going to blind it against? More Fireball? Or like Goldslogger or something like weird like that. Number 6 ain't bad either. Don't get me wrong. Like there wasn't one that I was like not a fan of, you know? News about whiskey says, how's everybody doing tonight? Pretty good. Happy Thursday. Normally we go live on Friday, boys, but Friday is Valentine's Day. We're going to take that day off, hang out with the wife. So we're doing a live tonight. We also did a different view, right? Switch it up. So far, number 6 is going to be towards the back of the lineup. It's good. Not my favorite. So nerve-wracking. Like, what if I just picked Woodford's? What's it for? Okay, let's do this. Let's say close to that. Worst. Go best. Damn. Number 4 had a finish from fucking God knows where, bro. That's money too. They're all good, bro. They're all delicious. What a good thing to like do, you know? Just blind a bunch of double oaks. It's a good time. That was delicious. Kevin says, just grab Pursuit Spirits Double Oak Bourbon. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. I know. I've been dying to get that one. I actually bought Pursuit. Thought it was the Double Oak. It wasn't. I bought the regular, just their normal bourbon. I was pretty upset when at first, but even the normal bourbon is pretty good. But I hear their Double Oak is top tier. I want to blind these, and maybe we'll pick like the top 2 or 3, and then that we'll bring those over to the next blind. We'll have the Peerless. We'll try to get the Pursuits, and maybe like a budget one too, just to have some fun with it. 1792 extended cast finished. Oh, okay. Okay. So this number 3 is going to rank somewhere towards the middle. Let me run back to 2 real quick. I like 2 a lot too. 2's gonna have to scoot back a little. I gotta take a little sip of water. Nice Source says, and the most impossible to find or way too expensive if you can find it. Yeah, facts. Well, all right. So far, my number 6 is going to go last. I'm going to say, because I'm going to do the top 3, and then we're going to kind of narrow down from the 3. So the ones that are getting eliminated right now are going to be number 6. We're going to eliminate number 2. Number 2 is good, but to be honest, the way I'm kind of thinking is like, no matter what it is, it definitely feels low proof. So does number 1. And if I had to choose the 2 out of the low proof ones, like I'm choosing number 1. So far I have number 1, number 5. Number 1, number 5 are going into like the final 2. Now I'm going to try and figure out which one of 3 and 4 should be going into the final 3. And then that way I can eliminate the other. I don't know. You know what's funny? It's like originally I was like, this might be 13th. When I first had 13th, I was like, this is like, boom, punch you in the face, manly, leather, tobacco. Not that I don't feel like I still get that, but I feel like this is a lot sweeter than I remember. Like it has a super like dark burnt caramel note to it. That's kind of like throwing me off because I'm like, I'd be pretty confident this would be 13th, but that sweetness isn't. That's not familiar. Like the last 2 times I drank it. And maybe my palate's got a little desensitized, but it's I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's 133 proof right now. Hold on. We gotta do one more little water test. Liz says, are you trying to pick the best one or guessing what they are? All of it. All the above. I want to guess what they are because that's just me. But I'm also trying to pick which one's best. I know everybody told me to shut up and stop telling them what I think it is. It's fine. It's fine. It's my show. I do what I want. Isaiah says dark caramel sounds delicious. Old-fashioned ways says cheers to everyone. Love the bottles you have for this live. Me too. Like what a terrible night of drinking, you know, where you get to drink this kind of stuff. I love double oaks. It's my favorite stuff. As much as I like 4, I compared to 3, whatever 3 is, it's lighter. Number 4 is just lighter, like thinner. Like it's really good. But I'm trying to be fair, is not like completely think what the bottle is overall. And number 3 overall has deeper, richer flavors. And that to me, it's just it doesn't matter what it is. That one feels like it gives you more, and that's what we're looking for. Like what's the best? Which one is really going to rank toward the top? And I don't think 3 for most people would pass over 4. As much as I like personally like 4, the thinness of it that's the losing factor of that. So right now we have 1, number 3, and number 5. Let me see if I can get it into a little bit of visible range here. 1, 3, and 5 is in the final 3. It's like we're on Hell's Kitchen, right? 2's going to make it to the final episode. 1's about to get eliminated here. So I don't have a ton to work with on all of them, but I kind of feel like I know what 3 kind of working with now that I just battled it against 4. So let's do 1 and 5. Old Fashioned Ways, $5 says, I love double oak too. Not tried the 13th colony yet. Cheers. Old Fashioned Ways. So the 13th colony was like a crazy find in a sense. Like I got hooked up on somebody told me about a bourbon drop. It's good. I don't know where it is in this exactly, but it's unique. I don't like necessarily put it in the same categories as like the Woodfords or even the 1910 because it feels more of like a manly vibes, but it is good. I could send you a sample if you want me to. I don't mind. All right, if we left 3 out of this for a second, 1 and 5. I don't know what they are, boys. I don't know what they are. Did she fuck with me? Did she put put something else up here. I gotta go this one. I gotta go 5. 1's good. The 5 feels like it has just like a, for example, 1 is good. I get a little chocolate note from it. It's nice and sweet. You can tell it's slightly lower proof. And then you go to number 5 over here. And number 5 feels like, again, that same chocolate note. It's very similar. But everything on it feels very like silky. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like everything just kind of coats your palate really nicely. It's I don't know what the note is on it, but there's something there that's different, right? It kind of feels like there's just like a little bit more. I'm not gonna say bubble gum, right? Because that's a weird note to kind of say, but it kind of reminded me of bubble gum. It's in like that burst of flavor when you first bite into gum. You're like, ooh, a little rush. That's what I kind of get. That's a weird way to describe whiskey. Totally get it. But number 5 is moving on to the final 2 with number 3. So we got 3 and 5 left. Somebody grab the lotto numbers. We got to play something. I'm going to drink a little sip of water real quick. And we'll check up with the chat. Buto in the chat. Buto, welcome back, baby. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday. Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow or in a couple hours. The prodigal Buto returns. Buto says, "Where's the bullet tasting?" Bro, I do love a good bullet. Don't threaten me with a good time. Could you imagine? That would be a cool blind. Like bullet rye, bullet 12-year rye, like their cast strength, regular, just standard bullet, and then we could throw in like the bullet old fashioned premix just to throw me up too. Throw me up, throw me off. Chris says, I need to try more double oak bottles. I've only tried Woodford and Peerless so far. Both were great. I'm not saying everybody loves double oaks, right? To me, it fits with what I personally like in bourbon. Like, I like things that lean a little bit more sweeter. I like spice. I like proof, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love good rye. But, like, if you told me, hey, pick one bottle or die, like, I'm picking something a little bit sweeter. I want the oak on it. I like the basicness of bourbon, right? I like vanilla and caramel, touch of cinnamon notes, just the basics. But then, like, if you could dabble in some higher proof stuff, if you can dabble in some different notes, right? That kind of stuff gets me going. And that's why I like every bottle up here. I can't say I love this bottle because I can't really say I've drank it much. 1910 I like a lot too, even though it's not like super hyped up or anything like that. Like, it's a good bottle. I don't know if it was necessarily fair to put it in this lineup unless it's one of these two, because it's up against some of my favorite stuff. But let's finish up the blind. Thomas says rigged. Thomas says Peerless Double Oak is overpriced. Then he says rigged. Why is it rigged? I don't know it won yet, boys. Don't give it away. I don't want to read the chat until we finish now. So we have 3 and we have 5 in the final 2. Let's touch up on number 3 real quick. You know what's going to throw me off is I don't know if this is 13th. I feel like it would be. But it's got this like little pizzazz of flavor, that I didn't get originally. Bro, if this is a fucking Starlight, oh my God, be in shambles. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I'm like, so my palate's so off whack that I have no idea what that is. I will say, when it comes to this blind with these final 2s, I don't know if I necessarily set myself up for success overall. because it really comes down to what you're feeling in the moment, right? You can tell this one's slightly lower proof. Number 5 is slightly lower. You can tell number 3 is definitely higher. It's got some pizzazz to it, but number 3's got this little silkiness to it. So it's like, what are you feeling at the moment? And everybody in this predicament, I'd say, would pick something different if you chose 100 people. Personally, what I'm going to make my final decision on isn't actually the proof or any of that. It's going to be the aftertaste. The aftertaste of number 3 is not as like sexy as like what I would want, right? If I really am like being nitpicky here. Number 5 has this like silky, smooth sweetness to it. And I would trade off the lower proof to not have as such a harsh, like kind of like aftertaste. Like the finish is great on number 3. But it has like this like, kind of like, I'd say like rugged, right? It feels like rugged as far as like the aftertaste, you know? Yeah, bro. Number 5's got to be the winner, I guess. A little bit sexier throughout. I like all the notes in it. And when you, and like, I know it's got to be one of the lower proof ones. But for one of the lower proof ones, it has the most tasting notes, like what that kind of like sparks on your palate. Number 3 is really good. But even as we speak, like I try to wash it down with some of that one, the note that kind of just sits on your tongue is strong. And I'm not the biggest fan of the aftertaste. Nobody's figuring, like that shouldn't really be in the grading system because the finish was incredible. The taste originally, I mean, it's great. It's just that little aftertaste. That part's what's throwing me off. So to kind of reiterate, we went number 5's the winner. Number 3 is number 2, right? 3 is second place. Number 4 came in third, right? Yeah, number 4 came in third. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I messed that up. It was 1, 3, and 5. 5 came in first. Number 3 came in second. I remember why now I wanted to do letters this time, but I totally forgot because of when I do this. Number 1 is third place. In fourth place is number 4. And then in fifth place is going to be number 2. And then final sixth place is going to be 6. I mean, even sixth place is good though, bro. That's like doing the impossible, you know? Real quick, I'm going to check the chat before I ask the wife what the answers are. Number 6 does have a little extra burn to it though. Isaiah says, can't wait till you realize what she did. I have no idea what she did. Oh my God, are they all the same bottle? Oh my God. He's like, I bought a bottle of Old Forester 100 proof rye. Not bad. Terry says no. Booter says, what's the squatty bottle? The squatty bottle is a 13th Colony double oak. It's like a more limited release. It doesn't really hit shelves. I'd love to say go buy it, but harder to get. If you go to the 13th Colony website, you can enter in for like your ability to buy it. I don't know how well that works. Isaiah says we need to get, I don't know what that says, so I'm going to skip it. Chris says, I have heartburn issues. Always assumed double oak would make it even worse. I don't know why you would think that. I mean, if you're drinking alcohol, right? If you're drinking bourbon in general, I don't know the difference between the double oak part. But maybe I'm just naive. Tuck says, literal glass isn't clear enough for you? I mean, why are you yelling at me? I don't know. Butcher says, what does rugged taste like? I don't know. Like when I said rugged, it felt like the taste kind of stayed longer. And I wasn't trying to like completely pick it out, but again, it reminded me of the 13th Colony, so I'm guessing that's what it was, right? 13th Colony, when I drank it the first time, had a lot of like manly notes, tobacco, leather, ashtray vibes. Like it had stuff like that in it that made me go, like this is like one of the most quote unquote manly double oaks I've had in a long time. Like for example, Woodford's to me is nice, light, sweet, caramel, vanilla notes, chocolate, but like a little milk chocolate dip, strawberry action. That, but higher proof, which gave you like a punch. The Woodford's double double was kind of similar. Then both of those lower proof, but kind of gave you a little bit more sophistication to it. Right? Maybe that's the bottle. Maybe that's in my head. I have no idea. But Starlight, I have no idea. 1910 just got to give you like a classic double oak vibes. 13th was completely different than all those, and that's where I came up with that. So. Here, let me text the wife real quick and ask for the list. And I can tell you which one's which. I need the list. All right. Just for funsies, because you guys didn't like that I was picking them. That's my bad. I won't do that next time. If I had to pick, like, hey, what am I drinking? I like number 5 the best. I'm gonna guess it's one of the Woodfords. Number 3, I'm just like picking like, hey, what could it be? Right. Number 5, I'm picking one of the Woodfords. If I had to guess, I'm going double, but like it could be the regular Woodfords, or I could be completely off. Number 3, I'm gonna guess it's 13th. Number 1, I'm picking whatever the opposite is of the Woodfords that I picked because I feel like it was similar, but I don't know how similar it really was. So let's just say regular Woodfords, even though this is Bay right here. Number 4, I was guessing it was Nulu. The only issue with that is when I guessed it was Nulu, one of my complaints about it was kind of thin. I don't remember Nulu being that thin, so I definitely could be wrong with this one. Number 2. Number 2 has a fighting chance with any of these any day. By the way, like don't let the second to last place fool you. Like this is no slouch. I kicked to the side simply because they both felt lower proof, and I liked one over this one. But this one's good, bro. Like this has got everything I'm looking for too. They're very similar. It gives you like an extra dust type of note to it. That's probably why I kind of kicked it aside, but it's good. That comes into 5th place, and then last place is number 6. And even then, like I liked number 6. Oh, number 2, I was guessing was Old Forester, by the way. Number 6, I'm guessing Starlight. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Starlight isn't like a normal double oak. It's a French oak double oak. French oak typically leans more vanilla vibes, right? I don't get a chocolate note in this one. And I could be completely off. Oh my God, what if it was like Woodford's? I'm not picking up at all. I'm probably right though. But it feels more like vanilla swirl action. And I like the proof. I like the finish. I don't know if I like that first little sip though, right? Like when you first get it in there, it kind of dries it up a little bit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the 1972. And as much as I like the flavors of 1792, I don't like the dry mouth feeling. So, all right, I have the list here. So Liz says number 5, Woodford's Double Oak. I got that right. Number 3 is 13 Colony. So the winner, by the way, is the Woodford's Double Double. Told you. Hey, I told you. Hey, I can pay. I wrote maybe. I what my palate like God like. You know what I mean? Like, what's it like? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm talking too much shit. I probably got the rest wrong. Number 3 is 13th. I had a feeling. But I will say, doing it blind, there's a lot more sweetness to it than I actually thought. So, number 1, number 2 so far. All right, 1 is Woodford's Double Oak. Like the number 1. So I got that right as well. Wait, what? Yeah. Number 1 is Woodford's. Number 4 is Nulu. I got that right as well. I got them all right. Oh my God, I'm perfect. I was like 100 for 100 right here. Okay, so I got it right. That's weird. I don't know what to do when I'm that perfect. Somebody give me some lotto fucking numbers. So yeah, number 1 was the Woodford's Double. Number 2 was 13th Colony. I don't like that though. I feel like we should do that again. Only because like these are the most 2 expensive ones. Maybe my palate was just feeling it like that. But you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like that feels weird, you know? Number 3 was Woodford's Double Oak. Normal Double Oak coming in number 3. I am surprised that it did get over Nulu though. I love Woodford's regular Double Oak. Do not get me wrong. It's been my favorite for a long time. The regular Nulu though did win my pour of the year, and I was like, hey, like that is just the better pour. So I am a little surprised that one leaped over, like Woodford's beat that one out. And the only reason is because the Nulu, and maybe I pour up a little bit more of the Nulu, it was kind of thin. Like when you swirl it around on your palate, it just kind of went away super quick. And I don't know if I cared for that too much. 5th place was 1910. 1910 was one that I was kind of like talking about the whole time. Like on any different day, I could have picked 2 over 1, and 1, like as far as like number labels go. So I basically was battling 1910 and Woodford's Double Oak back and forth at the end. Any other day, I could have picked the opposite. Like that's just the honest truth. As much as I love Woodford's, 1910 could have beat it. My palate today felt like this one, Old Forester's, had a little bit more like dusty kind of note, a little bit drier. I don't like the dryish too much. So, but yeah, so Old Forester came in the second to last, and then very last place was Starlight. So I was pretty much spot on picking them too. Starlight's good, bro, but it's not in the same category as the rest of these. It's like some like respectfully to Starlight, it's not the same kind of double oak. This one is a French oak, 115.2 proof. It's a good proof to it, right? But when they put double oak, and everybody kind of expects the Woodfords or like Nulu or something like their Old Forester, it's not even the same tasting profile. It's good. So like if you are looking for a more unique double oak, I would say it's not a bad pickup. It's just not falling towards the top. Let me go back to the... North Florida says, good to know the higher price bottles win in a blind. To be honest, that's not always the case though. We're going to run it back eventually, so we'll be able to tell later on. The Woodfords to me just had more tasting notes, and it felt cleaner. It felt a little bit more silkier, so it just felt like that's what I personally would like. 13th Colony had more deeper, like punch you in the face flavors, but the aftertaste wasn't the biggest. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. That's the only reason it lost, is because of the aftertaste. It just kind of left you like going, I could rinse that. You know, number 1 was good, but I compared it to number 3. So I basically put the 2 Woodfords up against each other, and I said the double had this weird extra note comparatively, and I was like, that one's got the edge. You know, Nulu's had a little bit thinness to it, so it didn't make it in the final 3, but it was right there. Old Forester was good too, so you guys saw it. You heard it here first. Woodford's Double took the lead. 13th Colony second, regular Woodford Double Oak third, Nulu Double Oak Wheated 122 proof came in fourth. You got Old Forester's 1910 coming in fifth. Then Starlight Double Oak coming in sixth place for the final bottle. So the question is what do we keep for the blind? So I think it'd be fair to say, hey, let's keep these four, or even swap out the regular Woodfords, right? Throw in 1910, do these four, and add in Peerless and a couple other ones. You know what I mean? The world's our oyster. I don't think doing a blind bigger than this, though, makes a lot of sense. You know, only because your palate starts to kind of acclimate throughout, and that's why I have to do a second pass regardless, right? I just don't think it'd be logical to try and do it on the first run, because unless I'm doing a warm-up, you know what I mean? I just don't think I could do it. Let me see real quick. Let's check with the chat. Terry says 3 with 13th. Yes. Number 3 was 13th Colony. It came in second place. You are spot on with that. It's North Florida says Sam's and Walmart have Woodford's double for $50. Bro, just so you know, like out of all these bottles, right, Woodford's double is like $180. 13th Colony is like, who fucking knows what that costs, right? Secondary is like a shit ton. One of the cheapest bottles up here is going to be this Woodford's Double Oak, just regular Double Oak, which is coming on sale at a lot of places. You can find store picks where you may find a better version, right? Then you have Nulu coming at $100. You have Old Forester come in, I believe, at 50-ish, $55. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then Starlight was around $50 as well. So if I said best value, this one. You know what I mean? That one's money. The only thing it lacks is a little bit of proof. Like, would I want more? Sure, but I'm nitpicking now. Like, if they could give me a Woodford's Double Oak at 110 proof, like I get butt naked over something like that. You know, and I think that's why like the Double Oak Wheated made it up there. I think that's why the 13th Colony beat it out. I think the Double Oak overall just had a little bit better tasting notes towards the end. I just felt like it was a little bit more sexier. So. Oh, hold on. I got to read North Florida's real quick. North Florida says, from me, at this time, I tell you this Woodford's Double Oak store pick may just be my favorite. Got to try it up against the Eagle Rare and the Russell's 10, Heaven Hill, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. They had a Double Oak at Total Wine for $1.99. I passed maybe one day. You know, after doing the blind, as much as the Woodford's Double did win, did I miss like a super chat or something? My lights are all fucked up. As much as the Double did win, I'm not going to say like price-wise that made the most sense. The one that made the most sense is this one. Because we're talking like it made a final 3. So do you want to spend $200, over $200, or $50? The choice is clear because it wasn't like that outlandish, overly priced. Like the flavors weren't that drastically different. I'd say the one that did have the most like variety. I'm trying to change the lights. I can't find it. I will say the one that gave it like something different. Sorry, I sneezed right into the mic. That's my fault. Yellow, orange. There we go. The one that gave it like the most uniqueness would be this one. The 13th Colony had like different vibes to it throughout the entire pour, which I liked. It just in the end, the aftertaste is what killed it. So Woodford's Double is money. So let's do this. Let's clear off. Let's clear off the Starlight. Get that out of here. Put that back on the shelf. Because I got to bring that computer back over. I can't read half the chat. Let's put the regular Woodfords back as well for fun. Right, make sure we don't finish off the bottle. Let's put the 13th Colony right here. Let's put this one right here. I'm putting the Woodford's double back because it won. And at the same time, because it won, I don't want to drink it. Oof. You know what I want? Like, I know I'm asking too much, but like if Nulu could come out with a double oak, or Still Austin can come out with a double oak, Redwood Empire, right? Can any of those come out with a double oak so it can blow everything else out of the fucking water already? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking for much. Number 4, number 3, and number 2. And let's get this out of here. So anyway, boys, I know it's Thursday. You may or may not be drinking. But if you are, let me know what you're sipping on. Do you guys even work tomorrow? Or are you working Monday? Because I know Monday is President's Day. So. Sam Fusion says, I'm late. Did I miss it? You missed it. I mean, I'd love to say you didn't, but you missed it. I will say you'll be able to rewatch it later, though. So welcome to stream. Happy Saturday. Or Saturday? Oh, I just skipped 2 days, boys. Happy Thursday. I'm not using the same Thursday. Chris says, a liquor store by me has the Woodford's Reserve batch proof on sale for $149. Buy it. No questions. They have 119 and 124 proof. I never had any of their master collection bottles. Wondered if they're worth it. Yeah, I have the 121.2 proof one. Right. Let me do this. This one. This is the one I have. This one's delicious. I will say, I am a big Woodford's fanboy. Don't get me wrong. Right. And one of the things that I've asked for a long time was saying, hey, I need some high proof. Right. You can make a double oak, and that's cool. You can make a toasted, that's cool. Give me something with some oomph. And that was actually the first master collection bottle I got, and I'm a fan of it. Sam says, I'll watch replay and give thumbs up, brother. I appreciate it, as always. But Chris, if it's on sale for $149, I'll say it is worth $149. If you like Woodford's. If you don't like Woodford's in general, don't buy it. But I think I spent like $160 on it, and I said, hey, like, I like it. I'm glad I have it. It's different. I won't drink it all the time. But if it was a little bit cheaper, like, it would make it a lot more sense to like keep, you know. I want to get the Moderna Cast Strength next, or however you pronounce it, because that's one that's local. Isaiah says, I had a few drinks, took off today and tomorrow, drank the Penelope Build 10. It opened up a bit, and some Eagle Rare 10. I'm glad the Penelope 10 opened up, though, for you. Did you guys see where I blended the Penelope and the Grizzly Beast? The Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast and Penelope Architect. That blend was delicious. Like, there's no way I expected that first little blend to go together so well. But my build 7 on the Penelope is pretty dialed. I'm pretty upset that it's going to be going away soon because there's not a lot left. Thomas says, I got Woodford's batch proof 121 for 114. That's a steal. Oh, that's a steal all day. I'd pick up one to double up on that one if I could find a 114. Anyways, so did I miss anybody's comments? Did I miss welcoming anybody to the chat because I couldn't see it? Isaiah said, I have all the answers. I'm just scrolling back. He says, I have all the answers too. Terry said she did legit. Hey, you know, sometimes you got to bring in a ringer. Have the wife come in, dial it in, you know. Let me see. pull over Tux's super chat. Pull over his other one too. If I can find it, I can't find it. Sam says, thoughts on Valencia? Don't like it. It's not bad, right? Don't get me wrong. It's not bad whiskey by any means. But you gotta, like, because I have, for Penelope stuff, I have the wheated, I have the toasted, the Architect, and the Valencia. I love the Architect, right? I actually really like the wheated. The toasted's hit or miss, right? It feels like campfire, but like super strong campfire, right? It's high toast. And I don't know. I guess I kind of expected it to be similar to Double Oak, and it just wasn't. Maybe that's what kind of turned me away from it. The Valencia is my least favorite. I'm also not the biggest fan. I like peach, but it's like super light, no proof to it. Like it just doesn't fit right with anything that I would look for as far as my personal favorite tasting notes. Not that it's not for somebody else. It's a cool looking bottle though. But beyond that, like, it'd be a good mixer. It'd be a good summertime mixer. And maybe that's kind of the issue too. Like, maybe I need to drink some of these during the summertime and see what I feel then. You know, because winter feels to me more, let's keep warm, toasted stuff, Double Oak stuff, chocolate, you know, the sweets, where summertime feels more light, more citrus, more floral vibes. You know, Juan, welcome to the stream base. Says, good evening, gents. Are you having a 5-bottle blind? I had a 6-bottle blind, but yes, we just finished up. You'll have to rewatch it to see, but it was fun. It was a good time. I will say, like, as far as like a personal thing, like, I'm not the best at tasting notes in the world. You know, I try to give you what I actually feel, right? That I'm actually getting. I don't want to like bullshit anybody. You know, I try to tell you what I actually like as well. But doing it blind's tough, you know. Doing it in a blind in general is like more, it's more for me. I'm just trying to test to see like where I'm at. And I just so happen to pick these out pretty perfectly, but whatever. Thomas or Lip Vice Crew, something like that, says volume's much better when you turn left. Yeah, it's because I had it on the flap of the vest rather than the center. I put it there when I came back, but I appreciate it. Juan says, cheers, bud. Cheers. Welcome to stream. Happy Thursday. I'm never going to get used to that. Thursday is a weird day to go live. But I want to pour up a little bit more of this Nulu, just because how do you win pour of the year for me and come in like 4th place? You know what I mean? 4th place for pour of the year? What are we doing? It just was super thin. Even in glass now, it kind of looks a little thinner. Maybe my bottle's been sitting. I will say, everybody was giving me shit because I recommended this bottle. Now nobody can find it. I have seen the weeded on like a bunch of Facebook pages that you're finding them a little bit more frequently in stores. So keep your eyes peeled. It may come near you soon. So Juan says, I done goofed. What'd you goof? North Florida says, I got a pour of the Four Roses single barrel OBSF switched up. You got to give me forewarning, man. I'll switch the Four Roses as well. Isaiah says, I mean, you stacked it against some bangers. I did. But for me to choose this over the regular Woodford, so it took a lot. So but you know, blinds kind of do tell you everything that you don't see. And I will say, it has all the flavors that I remember. It has a proof, but it is thin now. Like I can, my eyes are more open to it. That like it feels lighter, it feels thinner, and like it's still a really good pour. But I can see where where I was coming from. Like, hey, like it's thinner, so it's taking a back seat. So Thomas says Whiskey Wars out of Ohio has a good double oak. Whiskey Wars. What is that one? Fuck. I wonder if I screenshotted it. I did not. There's like a whiskey something brand. It kind of reminds me of Whiskey War, but I don't think that's it. But they have some stuff on like Seal Box that I've been eyeing. Their double oak sold out though. Juan says, I forgot to notice it was EST, not S or CST. I was just hanging waiting for the stream to start. Hey, I mean, I'm glad you made it regardless. But all my streams are always going to come out saying EST just because it's easier for me. Sam says, Thursdays are for IPAs. I'm not a big IPA guy. There's one I like. It's called like White Whale or something like that. It's a caramel cream ale. I had it on a cruise one time and I loved it ever since. But I'm not that guy. North Florida says, I've been reluctant to grab Nulu. It's MGP. I see Penelope for 50. So I have all of those. I'll pass on Nulu. Nulu, 99 every bottle. It is, but Penelope's also MGP. So is Nulu. Nulu's kind of starting to do a little bit of their own stuff, it looked like. But Nulu does their own like aging and finishing. So I would say, I'm not saying go grab normal Nulu. But if you see one that has a finish that you like I want to get their creme brulee one. I really want that one. And I want their maple one. I want to dive into a couple maple ones before it gets too warm out, but I don't think I will get to. Trav says, what the fuck is up? Trav, welcome to stream, baby. Happy Thursday. We're doing a little improv live stream because, you know, as much as I love you guys, you're not the wife, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I didn't get any flowers from any of you yet, so I guess I'm going to have to choose her. North Florida says, Gainesville right off I-75 has good pour. Spring Hill Liquors have this Woodford's Double Oak Short Pick, $65. That's a good, I mean, I'm with that. Isaiah says, what's going on February 29th to the 31st? We're gonna not drink those days. But, so, number 2, am I asking too much for like all these other distilleries to create a double oak? Right? I know it's a little off topic, right? But like I'd love for St. Augustine's because I love St. Augustine stuff so much. But I know that's like a homer pick. But if they could create a double oak, I feel like everybody else would like it. You know, like they have a toasted. Their toasted is a little harsh. Their port and finish isn't my style. But like if they could just come out with something that I really love, like I feel like other people like it too. So Isaiah says, I get that, but what's the reason behind not drinking? Isaiah, are you fucking with me? There is no February 29th, 30th, or 31st. February ends February 28th. And then it goes into March 1st. I have no idea if you were just not messing with me. Check your calendars. Check your, oh my God. Check your calendar, bro. It's a joke. What I post on the Discord is just a joke. It's like an April Fool's thing. Juan says we all need to take a break, Isaiah. I think Isaiah needs a break if he didn't realize that. Bro, I love you. I'm just letting you know you got to check the calendar. I've said that in the Discord too, though. My bad. I will say, besides the little hiccup today, Isaiah has changed the Discord for the better. He's made it a little bit more sexified. He's like, maybe I had too many drinks tonight. Nah, maybe not enough. I have one more. with parents' permission. I'll say, you got to make sure you got some flowers, some chocolates. I'm not buying flowers tomorrow. What I do now for Valentine's Day, this is like a running joke. I don't think she's going to care that I'm telling you guys. I bought flowers last year for Valentine's Day. My wedding anniversary is in like a week. But I got her flowers for Valentine's Day last year. And Publix got me good, right? They got me really good. I thought it was like $50 for like this balloon bear flowers combo. It wasn't. It was like $200. But I swiped the card first before I realized. I was like, oh, hell no. I was pissed. So I kept telling her, I was like, I'm taking a photo of these flowers. And I'm going to give you a photo of these flowers every year for like the next 4 years to make up for how much I just spent on these ridiculous flowers. So, who knows? Who knows what I do? Yeah, I mean, Isaiah, you got to give Tux a grain of salt. He's got a lot of fireball in him, so. Isaiah says, you actually got so many of us with that. I'm sure I did. I mean, that's what I was there to do, is just mess with everybody for a second. I just figured everybody else also knew and was going along with the joke, but everybody was like, yeah, we could take a break. And I was like, all right. Bro, Trav comes back from Hawaii. He's like, you know what? Actually, tomorrow, get on the Utopia of the Seas. I got a drink package for the girl. Fired up to try all the specialty cocktails. Trav, what I need you to do is, if you can record it, I'll post it on the channel. I actually really love that. You don't have to though, but if you did, it'd be kind of cool. Ask them for their best old fashioned, and let's grade it together. Harrison, what was 200? Oh, Harrison, I know. It was a dark day last year. Last Valentine's Day, I went to Publix, and I bought this like rose vase thing, right? It had like a dozen roses. It came with a vase and a balloon and a bear. I thought it was $50, but it was like $198 when I checked out. And I only knew when I looked at the receipt, and I already did the purchase. $50, I was like, this is a good deal. On Valentine's Day? Yeah, like this is a good deal. And then I saw it was $200, and I was punching air going to the car because I was like, love the wife and all, but I'm not spending $200 on flowers, So that's where that came from. Because Valentine's Day is a ripoff, right? It is a fun day to spend with your loved ones, have fun, buy them gifts and like kind of have a fun time with it. But I also think it's kind of like extortion. You got to spend $200 on flowers for fucking nothing. So she also told me to wait to the anniversary. I just didn't, because nobody's buying flowers on the 22nd. So Tuck says, too much. I know, bro. North Florida says, the local grocery store has some good flowers. Better than Publix. I'll grab them some dark chocolates and her bottle of tequila she's looking for. You know what I mean? It sounds like a good night. I'll probably pick up the wife a bottle of wine. I'll probably find something that maybe me and her both like. Maybe like one of our go-to bottles that me and her used to have. Some chocolates. I got Thin Mint cookies now. We're dialed in, and I'll probably rent a movie and we'll just kind of like hang out with just each other, because that's what it's about, is just spending time with each other. Isaiah says, both of us were dying laughing at the TV. I'm on TV, boys. What do you want me to say? Trav says, I got the Osmo Mic 2 Sony setup. I'm ready. Hey, Trav, I'm not asking for much. Just one little cocktail review. Whenever you come back and you have time, we'll save it. We'll run the review. I'll grade it. You tell me your thoughts. It's a good time. I'll send you some samples or something. Harrison says, crying face. No shit. Rack it. Bro. Valentine's Day gets you pretty good. Hallmark's got you by the fucking balls for Valentine's Day. Not you, but everybody. North Florida says, funny story. I went to Walmart, grabbed Buffalo Trace, and I ran into one of my former employees. He was doing the goodbyes. Great to see him. Just crazy how small the world is sometimes. Every time I go out in public, I realize how small the world actually is. there's so many people that I used to know that we walk by each other now. We won't even like acknowledge each other, but we used to be best friends, or I knew them at one point. So I agree with that. World's small. Trav says, Trav enters chat immediately. Camera, old fashioned. I'm trying not to talk cameras with you, but I'm with it. I am about to buy the new little Osmo Pocket thing. And that one should be good for like bourbon hunting videos, along with pairing with my like bougie cameras to kind of like, because I know you guys like the bourbon hunting videos, and I'd love to do that more of that. I can't bring my big old Cine camera everywhere I go. You know, it's just too much. I can't bring it in stores because people get intimidated when I'm fucking like doing B-roll of everything. So I think if I bring the small one, or I get the small one, I can bring that in. I feel like it would be a little bit more acceptable. North Florida says the Walmart liquor store apparently has some cases of the E.H. Taylor, but was gone within a few hours. So Walmart is in the same ballpark as Publix, Winn-Dixie, Targets, if they sell liquor, by the way. And Walmart will sneak in with some bangers, but like what I like about those stores is they don't do secondary, they don't do markups. It's first come, first serve. So I honestly like Walmart's kind of a steal now. I will say Walmart's like one of the last ones to get it. It's usually Publix and Winn-Dixie's first, and then it goes to like everything else. So I'd say if you're really bourbon hunting, check Walmart. You're gonna find something decent, you know. So what I'm gonna do, boys, is I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and I'm gonna change up the view so that way we can do the up and down view like everybody else likes. That way I can grab a little snacky snack, grab some water, grab some refreshments, clean off the table, and I'll come back on live for maybe another hour. Does this sound good? Yeah, it sounds great. Perfect. So, real quick to finish up the chat, Thomas says Walmart in Michigan has nothing but bottom shelf stuff. Thomas, I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying that for anybody that doesn't know, right, the way stores get allocated stuff in general is they got to sell a lot of Fireball, they got to sell a lot of Jack Daniels, they got to sell a lot of bottom shelf stuff. When they sell a lot of bottom shelf stuff, distributors will reward them with allocated bottles like Pappy's, Eagle Rare, you know, a couple random, like really good ones, right? They're not going to get store picks and things like that from that kind of lineup. But every once in a blue moon, you may find like a really decent bottle from something like a Walmart, a Winn-Dixie, just because the average person isn't going in there for the stuff that all of us are looking for. They're going in there for the Jack and the stuff that's going to cost them $5. You know what I mean? So, No Floor says, I may need you to grab that. For real, Isaiah. I'll drive down to grab it. Oh, Isaiah says, it's the hardest night for people waiting out every morning. Publix is 48. Push the Tito's, get the B-Tag. See? North Florida knows what I'm talking about. Push Tito's, you will get something. Push Fireball, you'll get something. Fireball is one of the biggest factors. Like we all kind of make fun of Tuxedo. He's like, ooh, Fireball. Fireball is one of the biggest factors into who gets allocated stuff. So if you notice a store is selling a lot of Fireball, a lot of Jack, things like that, you may want to try to build a small relationship with that liquor store because they're going to get something. It may not be all the time, but they may get something. So let's go ahead and shut this stream down. Again, I appreciate everybody that did tune in. Thanks for watching me drink a bunch of double oaks, grade them, try to pick them out, which you guys didn't like, but I learned from that. I won't pick them out first. I'll pick them out last. But we're going to shut this one down, and I'm going to crank up a new live stream on the vertical view. in about 5-10 minutes. So, as always, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you on the other side. Peace. I'd play the music. I would. But I got copyrighted last time. And now that we're monetized, I have to delete that stuff, so it's a lot of work. So we're not going to do that. So I'm going to roll the intro thing that's kind of weird. And I will see you guys in a couple minutes. Peace.
Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned. It's time to grab your glass, fill it up to the brim, because now it is time for 4 hours for commercial-free bourbon.
It went back, so I don't know. I'm just going to end it here. Peace.